All right, so I tried to record a little preface video. I'm currently editing the current video you're about to watch. However, it's in slow motion and there's no audio, so I don't know what I did wrong. But anyhow, if you want more of the content in this video, let me know. It's just a brief discussion, kind of like my headspace and a little bit of kind of where I'm at and like a mentality sort of conversation. If you want more of this, let me know. And then, of course, if you want more of like an introduction video instead, possibly, let me know of that as well. Because I've been kind of wanting to do an introduction video, but I haven't done one just yet. So, anyhow, we're going to hop right into it and stop staring at this slow motion recording that I don't know what happened. Later.
I mean, it gives me a goal, you know. There for the longest time, my buddy would always say, like, how'd you get to where you are now? And, you know, that's a fair question. You know, I've lifted for years. You know, I started before high school. It was more of like an outlet to me, you know. A lot of people I feel like are kind of that same way. That gym is just, you need that space, you need that music. And it's still kind of hard for me to kind of pull away from the music, so to speak. I've been trying to, I don't know if you noticed, I keep my an earpiece in because I can't let go of that completely. But it's always been a place for me to go, and I love it, man. It's been years. I don't even know where I'd be without it. So, and I'm excited to kind of start taking this taking you guys along with me, and kind of giving you that inside look, I guess, of kind of how I do things. I never really looked at what I do as like anything significant. I mean, you could Google, you could YouTube all sorts of different workout routines, and you'll find everything you need. So to imagine that my routine is anything significant, it's not. You're going to see that all over the place. I do the same thing that the next guy does. So, you know, whether you guys stick around or not, that's up to you. But I'm working out, and I love it. And this is fun. I enjoy this. So why not, right? Why not do something you enjoy? Why not just go for it? So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, you know, whether I don't do it or I do it, you know, it doesn't really matter. So I like it. It's fun. I had a great time here. Anyways, back on track. I'm changing things around. Like I said, my buddy, he asked me how I got to where I am. And my answer to that is, you know, I just eat consciously. I don't necessarily diet per se, right? Like, I know the difference between a greasy burger and how that'll feel, and then the difference of eating chicken or like chicken strips or something, right? Like, I'm consciously making those decisions. I mean, I don't drink soda necessarily. I might have one here and there. I think that everything is good in moderation. But that's where I'm changing things. I still have that mindset, and I still firmly believe that you can have a little bit of everything in moderation. But I'm kind of, after the Arnold and seeing all these guys and talking with Sam and Sebum and kind of briefly the Trend Twins, you know, just these big guys, man. These guys are jacked, and it's impressive and it's motivating. So I'm going to clean things up, and I'm going to really go on a bulk this time. I've been on bulks, kind of, but not necessarily like what you would see or really consider a bulk. And I've always kind of been in like a caloric deficit unintentionally, honestly. So that's kind of what keeps me at a leaner state. I'm sitting at like maybe, excuse me, sitting at like maybe like a 180-ish. There for a while, I was getting up to like 190, and then I fell off, and I've kind of, my what am I trying to think of? My maintenance weight is about a 180 anyways, so that's kind of where I've been sitting, 180, 185. But, you know, after this weekend, I'm going to take it a lot more serious. And I'm kind of going to have you guys along the way with me, just to kind of help me, kind of like that promise to myself and to you guys that, like, hey, if you really want something, you just got to do it. There's no perfect time. There's no perfect opportunity. For the longest time with YouTube, or just making video content in general, I always thought, nah, I gotta get the perfect camera. I've got to get the perfect tripod. I've got to get, well, now that I have that, well, man, I've got to find the perfect time. I'm not really feeling it. I've got to wait. And I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And there were like little gaps in between here and there, and where I would kind of try, and I've got to have the perfect software. So then I would get the perfect software, and then I would try to fiddle with it. And I'm like, maybe this isn't the right time. And there was just so much procrastination, and it's kind of sickening, to be honest. I feel like there's so much of that around the world. And I don't blame you guys necessarily. I mean, shoot, I'm one of them, right? We're not perfect. No one's perfect. And if somebody's acting like they're perfect, they're not. They might think they are, and then it portrays this like confidence in them, but nobody's perfect, ever, 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 ever. So don't ever think that anybody is. You can be great. You can be almost perfect. And that's a very slim percentage of the people around the world. So don't get things confused. And I'm 26 years old. I've been wanting to start YouTube. I've been wanting to make videos for years. In high school, I remember sitting down with one of my buddies, and we talked about YouTube every single day in class. One particular class we had together, we would talk about YouTube every single day. So I mean, my thing to you guys would be, if you really want something, just do it. Just like, and people say that all the time. People say that all the time, man. I used to, and I still do. I like I like motivation videos, and I'll sit around and look at all this content, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm really doing it. And that's where I would get these like spikes, right? Of like, I'm performing, and then I would drop, and I'd be like, back into that performing, like, oh, come on, like, I've got to do it, and then I would drop. And some may look at this and think, it's just another one of those moments, but the Arnold to me was just a different experience completely. It was really eye-opening, and I really loved it. I had a really good time, and part of me is kind of glad that I went by myself. It kind of showed me that you don't need any exterior like motivation, so to say. If I had my friends there, it would have been great, but it gave me that time to myself to realize that if you want it, you'll get it. If you want it, you'll do it. If you want it, you'll be there. You'll go to the Arnold, and whether you got friends or not, like, it's up to you. It's up to me to determine if you really, are going to do that achievement or not. And, there have been things in the past, people may know as like my high school career. I went to college for track and all these like accomplishments. And yeah, I mean, I've done some things here and there, but I think it's we're getting deep. I think it stems from something else. I did all those things, and I think it was more for like, hey, look at me, and I was hoping for some sense of gratification from external places. And it's time for me, and I think you guys have got to realize, hopefully this video helps. If not, I really hope that you find that. Because not everybody's the same. For me it was the Arnold. For you it might be, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm gonna know. But what people think, what people say, and what people do doesn't really matter to you particularly. What I want and what you want might be similar, but even from where it's coming from might be completely different, or it might be the same, and that's where we connect. But if it's different, then we're not going to find that sense of internal motivation, and like that like, not even motivation, just that grit to like, okay, I'm sitting down and I'm going to do it, right? I used to be so nervous in front of cameras, and I mean, I still kind of am. But after a while of sitting and talking with you guys, it's exciting. I'm excited to really grow with you guys, and I'll go in depth later in other videos about kind of like how I'm going to go about things. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have a cleaner diet, and I'm going to actually bulk, and I'm going to start getting serious, like taking you guys with me. I'm going to start doing fitness content like I've been dreaming about for years. And it's just going to be what it is. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, who cares? I for so long, like I said before, I wanted perfect. I wanted it to be perfect before I started. And that, guys, that's not possible. Okay, I can't say it's not possible, but very, very, very slim. It's a very small chance that you're going to start something the very first time and be perfect. I don't remember anybody in my lifetime that's ever started something their first time and been perfect. Some have been like pretty like, whoa, that's your first time? Like, that's awesome. You know, that's exciting. And that's great, but they're not perfect, even if they're great, you know? That's something you got to keep in mind. I think it's really important. And that's like frozen me for years. And here I am now starting to do this content, 26 years old, you know? A part of me feels like I'm kind of behind the cut. Some may know, I joined the military as well when I was 21. So I had 4 years of my life kind of like put on pause. And even retiring, I didn't retire. Even after those 4 years, coming back, I can't imagine people that go for 20. You really do pause everything. And that's a whole new video we can go into, but it's crazy. It really is. People don't understand. So few go through that only the people that are veterans understand that feeling fully. I'm sure people understand it, but to really understand and feel what that feels like. Nonetheless, guys, I know I rambled on a little bit more. I'm going to try to make this kind of like a relatively short video. I don't like doing long videos because I feel like I'm wasting you guys' time. Because I'm nothing important, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's time to get serious. And hopefully you guys got to kind of enjoy a little bit of the video and like the Arnold kind of, I know it was just a Sunday. Dude, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out my audio situation. Maybe a part of that was because I was nervous to really start. You know, it really could be. But it all worked out. I at least got to record for the Sunday for you guys and for me. I had a great time. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I'd highly recommend it to anybody that's interested to go. Hopefully you guys kind of got some exciting kind of like content. I tried to record the fun stuff, but everything was great. The people were great. It was a little packed, but that's just how it goes. Everybody wants to go to the Arnold, right? I mean, not everybody, but of the fitness industry, a lot of people like that, you know? It's a big deal. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.